what the situation is the toughest for you? Like what is so like what it makes you so teary eyed, like all the progress you made and like what exactly makes you feel this way?
Just everything. Like, just hit me all at once.
So don't use this to slip up.
No,
That's the
I
first
won't.
thing.
I won't.
Okay.
That's the last thing on my mind.
So I'll share what happened with me. See, I'm not wearing my wedding ring. What happened was my children, we went to vacation last week to New Hampshire. So I'm coming back because they wanted me to bring them back one day early. When I'm coming back, my middle one refused to check in with me when we come home where he's going to hang that night. And I'm in charge of them that night. So when I tell him, if in case you don't check in with me, I'm going to go right back to dad's at New Hampshire. He jumped out of the running car. So I had to call the cops, and they told me they were going to arrest me for transporting an 18-year-old against his will. It's considered kidnapping.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is like
Some of our
appalling.
laws
Yes,
are
it doesn't
just
support the family at all. So so I ended up watching my son walk out of my car, and I had to go to because I felt the best way I can handle the situation is go to another my office, stay there overnight. My youngest one tried to
just
follow my other one, and I said no, 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 no. I said you are still in my custody,
That's
and I
it.
said if you do not come home with me, I'm gonna file custody for you. I
Yeah.
said it is gone long enough. I don't want to have any more crap. So my then that night we ended up because Wednesday, Thursday is my day with the kids. So I ended up keeping the youngest one, and the next day when my husband came and I told him this marriage is not working, and I said, if he is not going to support me on the time when I have crisis, because my son still follows order only from my husband. We called in the middle because the cops. My son is saying, "I'm afraid she's going to drive," so they blocked me. Two cops, back and forth. So then my son calls my husband and he says, "Guess what? Mom called the cops on you." And so my husband says, "Put the phone to your mom." So he says to me, "Hello, Vasu." He'll be very activated. So I said, "Keith, I said, I need only answer for two things. Am I coming home, coming to you to New Hampshire, or are you coming home?" He says, "Neither is happening." And I said, "I don't need any more information." So I actually hung up on him and I handled the best I could. When he came home, he says, "I don't speak good English," it seems. So he says, instead of saying, "Are you coming home or am I coming there?" Neither, because I should have said, "Would you come and help me and support me?" And it seems my English is not good. So I said, in crisis, no negotiation. I don't correct me.
He
No,
understood it.
no,
Though,
but the
right?
thing is, it doesn't matter to me whether he understood it or not. Like the problem is, right? I am in a crisis and I'm trying my hard not to cry, not to get overwhelmed, and keep my wits together,
Right.
handle the crisis. And here he's teaching me English in middle of a crisis. I'm like saying, so I'm like saying, see how people behave. So I told my husband, I said, you know what, this marriage is not working. I am actually three generations supporting people who cannot be independent. My dad
Right.
is free but not independent, so I'm still paying for him. My husband, he's my foster child.
With
I
that
adopted him,
situation,
and then my two adult kids, and I have to now raise the custody for this one. And I said, this is not a marriage anymore. It's a group communal living, and one person earns supports four people. Like I feel we need to have a different type of
if
arrangement.
you
I
got
said,
charged with kidnapping, it could have ruined your career.
"Mhm."
And then what?
Then they will probably be asking for
Yeah.
homelessness. I have no idea, but whatever it is, we would have lost our
But
whole.
people don't look at it like
Yeah,
that.
I would have been arrested. I would have lost my license.
Yep.
The thing is, they don't understand the enormity of consequence. So I told my son, I said, "What is the role you want me to play in future?" He says, "Mom, just give me money. That's all I want." But they told me, the cops are saying, if in case I am providing for them and they are living there and the fridge is empty, I'll be considered abandoning, and I will be forced to
I just got
be
charged.
arrested. So not only I need to go to work to make sure they are fed, and I would be charged with multiple things. I'm the only earning member, and my husband has the power. So it's like crazy. And I told my son, I said, your dad cooks for you. That's because we give him money. It's like they don't have any concept at all.
You have a lot.
And you know what? My husband went to New York, Niagara Falls. My children told me it's too stressful to have me around because we fight. So they prefer only dad to go on vacation. They all went for vacation. And my husband used to do the same thing
So
with the
do you
Orlando
think- do you
vacation
think
because
he-
he said, you need to work, so we will go on vacation.
Think
It is
he's
very important.
telling them things about you?
I don't think so, but that's the way they were raised, so they think that's normal. So I told the cops, I said, do you know when I was pregnant with my youngest one, my husband called the police. And you guys told me because he called first, he's the victim, I'm the abuser. So that guy says to me, it happened on the time 15 years ago. I was not working. I said, hello, that's considered abuse. I'm appalled at your behavior. I cannot believe when I'm calling you for support, you're telling my son this. So I actually, got so ticked off with the police officer. So there was an elder police officer. Finally, he got it. So he says to my son, hey, do you still live with your parents? He says, yes. So he said, don't you think it's courtesy to somebody providing you food and shelter to be respectful? So then, I don't know whether it hit him. I don't think so. But so still he ended up, he says, I'm afraid my mom is going to drive away. So they said, don't worry, she's not going anywhere. We have the cars parked both back and forth. She cannot move. And she cannot take you against your will. So he gets into the car and he makes a phone call first to his dad. Even then, even afterwards, and I'm like saying, oh my God. So I told next day to my husband, I said, this marriage is too much for me. And I said, it has to end. I should have done it 15 years ago. But because my babies didn't have words, I actually didn't speak. I said, now that they have grown, I said, nothing changes. I said, I'm going to stay with you guys. Whatever you want, I'm providing. First thing my husband said, get out of here. He says, move out. I said, okay, do you want me to move out tonight or when do you want me to move? So he says, if you go to court, know that you are not welcome. If you don't go to court, you can stay. So I said, I don't care. I said, the first thing is, I want to understand what my rights are.
Right.
And I said, if by chance you think I need to leave, I need to make sure, I have a place to stay. That's all. So I said, as far as I'm concerned, I'm doing everything anyway, whether we are together or not. But the only equation is you're still saying for me to get out, right? So it just shows he's still not even caught up. So then he says, why are you doing it? I said, I need to understand how to parent adult children. And that includes you, right? Like right now, I am taking a parent role for this guy. I am my baby father, my father. So 3 generations I'm going to parent. So I'm telling him, I need to go to court to understand how to parent. So he says, so you need to say, I am gathering information to know how to parent better. I'll support you. So he's still he's considered an authority. So he's being supportive. So that's the way he probably finds it easier to answer. So I said, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. And so when I went and found out, they said, you need to have a 90-day plan. I said, hey, by the way, my baby father, you cannot ask me to get out. 90 days I need. It worked in my favor. And I told my kids, these are your rights. You can charge me if the fridge is empty. You have rights to call the police. And I said, I cannot transport you against your will. So from now on, I am not going to be able to parent you. So either you hang out with dad or you do whatever. It doesn't matter. So, actually so many things became easy for me. So what I'm saying is the weeping shows me that you're powerless. Never put yourself in powerless position because you never want to be powerless.
But I hold it in so much that it's bound to.
With me, you will always have a home.
Bound to.
Okay, what I'm saying is, if you want to go to Holliston, and like because we have a shelter there, I will always house you. I promise you that.
Where is Holliston?
Near Framingham.
Oh wow, that's way up
See,
there.
the thing is, it's not that you don't have a space. You're little scared. This was $250 for me to put there.
I know.
Do a micro shelter, like
I
I'm saying.
slept in a tent for 6 months, so I know.
So I don't think you
I
need to be
need
afraid.
basic necessities. And
So we can build it together. Just give me your skills and we'll buy a material. And that was one of my dreams to do,
Yeah.
micro shelter. So don't be afraid. Don't ever be afraid, okay? And you have all the resources with me. I'm your other mother you never had. So that being said,
Uh-oh.
but what I'm saying is, oh, I shouldn't say husband. I said baby father.
Wait, it will take a while to get used to.
But I am saying, it's not like I
I
want
understand
divorce
what
or
you
something,
mean.
but the American family system is so
It's
screwed up and it's so
screwed
painful.
up.
And I feel it's beyond normal, and nobody else in this world will understand. So I understand where you're coming
That's
from.
why I don't
But
want
you know what? I'm so proud you didn't allow another girl to get hurt.
I can't.
And you stood up, and that's all that needed. And sometimes every situation in life acts like a bridge. So you've reached a certain point where God makes it so uncomfortable for you to stay in that environment, and He pushes you. It's like having a bird fall out of a nest.
Right.
Initially, it's very painful,
Yeah.
but remember, it happens for the same thing happened this weekend. I told my kids, I said, you guys are awesome. You showed independence, and I said, actually, we all went for a walk on Sunday, and I told my son, I said, what I saw was excellent emotional eloquence. Seriously, you were able to handle the police. You never raised your voice. You never cursed. I said, all these skills, if you do it properly, you'll be a leader. I said, by doing this way, only you won. Everybody
That's
around
right.
you failed.
That's
the
right.
marriage fails.
Yeah.
Your brother had no place to sleep. And, so I said, that's not a good system. So I said, I'm so proud of you. But at the same time, until you're
No.
21, you are not financially independent. So I said, I'm going to mother you whether you like it or not.
Why
And
do
he
you
says,
think
go
he's-
for it.
Why do you think he's acting that way?
No, I
Do you
think
think
what
he's
happened
using
was,
drugs?
no, he
Because that's
actually,
usually a
he's
sign.
no, he is a kid with adult boy. Okay, that's the way I see it. And for him, his fear was he didn't want to drive all the way to New Hampshire. Instead of saying, "Mom, can we negotiate?" Like adults usually do that, right? Mom, can we negotiate? Can we calm down? Can we speak about this? So if he had said that, it would have been a different conversation.
Right.
Because he was like saying, I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
So that just showed me that he was just a little kid. So I pulled this only because I felt he could take it. See, if I had not done that, he would be redirectable because 2014, when he was younger, so this is 2014, it's 4 years ago, right? On Mother's Day, he told me, guess what, Mom? If I ever become 18, I will never visit you. I'll visit Dad. I'll never visit you. I was so hurt. I wanted to jump in Charles River and die that day. I was like appalled. I said I gave up my whole life. So I knew I had to correct him, but at the same time, I had to be loving too because it has to be corrected. This behavior cannot continue.
Right.
So I told him the reason I did it is he could have easily done that to his girlfriend and he could have lost her for life. He would have had to have second girlfriend. I said, what I'm doing is showing him because I was not activated seriously, but I played it out so that it can because I knew I could control it. I knew even then it has to be something I had to do because it's a dangerous behavior. You cannot open the car and jump out. So I had to redirect that. And plus, I felt it was safe enough for me to handle it. And I didn't want to be harsh emotionally, but at the same time, every action you need to take it seriously because this is not acceptable behavior. Because if his friend jumps out and he could be arrested for transporting the same way an adult, so I felt by playing it out, I could reset it. And the other reason I did it, I told you I'm a clairvoyant, right?
Yeah.
So I had a vision where he, as a baby, when he was younger, the baby fell out of the train, and I'm holding on to the baby. And my arms are getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And I felt so overwhelmed. And I almost feel like dropping, but I knew if I drop, I'll never see the baby again. And I was given this premonition long time ago. This day is coming. And so I was mentally prepared for that day. And then the third thing that happened was April 15th, because there are a lot of energy that is going to reset this time. This full moon is the most potent full moon
I
that's
know
coming
it's
in.
been messing with me.
Yeah, so that's why everybody,
I'm at my
yes,
lowest right now.
because what happens is projects will be reset, like where which direction our life has to be reset would be reset this
Yeah, I
time.
was reading on it.
So I was shown, I was on 15 April in the temple. My marriage pendant, which I used to wear in a nylon, it's a green nylon I
Yeah.
used to wear, it cut. So I was given clear indication, either I break up or my husband lose life.
Yeah.
So I would rather have him in my life. Even if he gets married to another girl, doesn't matter. But I had to play it out because I had a choice of being him in spirit or in life,
That's good.
and I would rather let him go and be happy. So if he had asked me to get out, I would have got out. If he wanted to have another life, that's fine, baby. But I had to live it out that night. It's like an energy break I had to do to prolong him, and I felt this way he gets another life, and I get like him to be in my life
Right.
in another way,
Right.
but not necessarily in that role. So I was shown what I'm up for, and each place how I choose, I would have consequence. So everywhere I took consequence, and at the same time, emotionally, I was able to hold myself together because all my teachers said it's fine, it's going to fall into place, but I just have to understand everything has like another thing tied to it.
Right.
Had I done without awareness, I would have lost everything. But because I did everything proper, I got to the next level. You understand? It's like a game you play. So it's a mind game. So I felt in energy, that's where. So I feel I went to the next level. The next level. See, just like President like Trump was originally a businessman, then he get into presidency, and then you could see that he was misbehaving with girls. So this was never getting out, right? So he was asked to reset, didn't reset. Now it go to the next level, right? So like you could see, by each elevation, you have more consequence, more consequence. So that's the same thing. Does that mean it's bad? Of course not, right? Like so,
Right.
it's like God thinks that you have graduated this level. Like you like that's what Keith, my husband, used to say. He said when you are in kindergarten, you're allowed to poop in your diapers. But you go to a place where you don't wear diapers anymore. It's very uncomfortable. But he says at each level you have to cross over. It's not, and then you again go back to pooping in your diapers.
Yeah.
It's like it's a complete cycle. so so I got it. I got it, and eventually I told my husband, and he was so ticked off, and
I don't ever let anybody see me like that. Like I usually I'm by myself when
no, I understand. You know what? That shows
'cause
how
if-
much you
'cause if
trust
I let
me.
people see me like that,
Yeah.
then like you said, I feel weak. So
The thing is, tears is you only cry in front of people who show they love you.
yeah.
I never cry in front of my husband. Seriously, I never ever cry. He even tells me, "Yeah, I'm surprised you don't cry anymore." I said, Keith, I've grown to a point where it's only when people are nice to me I cry, not in front of assholes.
Right. I gotta walk all the way to Bridge
So,
Street.
so
now.
what I'm saying is, don't take the stance. I have to walk all this. See, what happens is that's what creates the powerlessness. You say, however challenged I feel, I'm gonna ace it.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna
ace it
do it.
because
I'm
you're
gonna do
doing
it.
1,000 miles again. Think of it like I'm gonna walk another 1,000 miles. So I feel
I
you're
like
in the
walking anyway.
see. The thing is, you're reaching the next level in your life, and
Yeah.
I guarantee you, the next phase in your life is going to be even better than before.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
I can see. What I'm saying is, it's not even a doubt. So just hang in there, and that's the same thing that's happening to me too. I feel it's only a matter of time. I just like I told you last time, we are all standing in this rubber band, and something is going to shift, and we're going to reach a target which never was
Right.
possible.
Right,
So
right.
just take it that way and hang in with me because I am also going through the same phase. Like I don't know what is right and wrong, but let the full moon finish and we'll regroup. And how is did you ever get that car?
I have. It's been a bad week, trust me.
Okay, but anyway, you have some control over it.
I do, yeah. My uncle's supposed to be out tomorrow, so he's the one that I have to talk to about keeping the car at the house. You know what I mean?